Good morning, and we are at day 2 of Parris Island's leadership camp. I do hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed the first video that was posted, but more than likely be more of that. But I'm sure the moms and dads out there definitely want to see what their cadets are going through. Time right now is almost 06. We're headed to chow. First thing that starts off the day. And then from there, well, we'll just see what happens. So stick with us, stay tuned, and come back for more, because we'll be here for another day and a half.
Cadets. Thank you. Good morning.
Here we go.
Aye, sir.
Okay, here we go.
Aye, sir.
Forward.
Stand totally back.
March.
And step.
Right. Come up. Stay 40 inches.
Aye, sir.
Stay 40 inches.
Aye, sir.
Turn. Up.
Set. Freeze.
In.
Officer.
Elbow.
Set, sir.
As with many things aboard Marine Corps Recruit Depot Parris Island, everything starts early. Well before the sunrise, unfortunately. And if you're not a morning person, it's not a good thing for you. Some of these kids, they're not morning people, but they wake up real quick when you've got a drill instructor on deck yelling and screaming first thing in the morning at 05. Well, you don't really have time to not react. It's just get up and do what they say. And by the time you've got it done, you've completely forgotten what you've done, and next thing you realize is you're standing on line inside the squad bay dressed. But that's the way things start here aboard this depot.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
Ready.
Hey.
Ready.
Hey.
Ready.
Hey.
Ready.
Hey.
Move.
Discipline.
Let's hit. Fred, fast. Get on the bus. Get on the bus. Get on the bus.
Aye, sir.
The cadets are getting ready to do what we call our Daily 7. It's a series of warm-up and stretching exercises that gets those muscles stretched out and warmed up, obviously, so that way they can conduct more strenuous exercises. The instructor will be on a PT table, or in this case, the drill instructor himself will be on a PT table, and they will be all spread out, so that way they can conduct those warm-up and stretching exercises before they jump on any type of course or event or whatever it is they got going on for the PT event for the day. So, should be interesting.
Now cover down on the recruit in front. Cover down on the cadet in front of you.
Aye, sir.
Yes, sir.
Arm circles, aye, sir.
First exercise is going to be arm circles.
Arm circles, aye, sir.
Now when I say starting positions, all you're going to do is spread your feet shoulder width apart and bring your arms up to the parallel to the deck. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Say what?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, I'm going to get my volume.
Yes, sir.
You're going to scream.
Aye, sir.
Starting position, move. Ready, exercise. 1, 2, 3.
1,
1, 2, 3.
2,
1, 2, 3.
3,
1, 2, 3.
4,
1, 2, 3.
5, 2,
1, 2, 3.
3,
1, 2, 3.
4,
1, 2, 3.
5.
Ready, exercise. 1, 2, 3.
1,
1, 2, 3.
2,
1, 2, 3.
3,
1, 2, 3.
4,
1, 2, 3. Aye, sir. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All you stand up right now. Aye, sir. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, sir. Take some formation right now. Aye, sir. 3 squats, cover down. Aye, sir. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yes, sir.
Aye, sir! Aye, sir!
Next exercise is going to be Marine Corps push-ups. Marine Corps push-ups. Okay, next exercise is going to be Marine Corps push-ups. Marine Corps push-ups. We will do 10 of them. Aye, sir! Say what? Aye, sir! Here we go. Aye, sir! Push-up! All right! Get right, get back down. Aye, sir! Push up! Old bridge! Ready? Exercise. 1, 2, 3. 1! 1, 2, 3. 2! 1, 2, 3. 3! 1, 2, 3. 4! Get a little louder. 5! I say put them down?
No, sir!
I say put them down?
No, sir!
I say not to scream?
No, sir!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir!
Ready? Change dress. Begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4,
41.
When these cadets are at school, during the normal school year obviously, they PT on Wednesday and Friday. Now, they're pretty much accustomed to the lay of the land. They either PT on the football field or they PT outside of G Hall. Well, there is definitely a difference between PTing there and PTing here. This is Parris Island. Physical training is at the highest state of efficiency. Everything is conducted in a certain fashion. They go from one station to another. And here the PT is not led by the cadets like it is at the high school. The PT is led by the drill instructor, which makes it a little more rigid. So we're going to go and see what doing pull-ups like is here aboard Parris Island. They just got done with their sit-ups.
You're doing 2 max sets. Aye, sir. 5. Fix your body right now. You don't want to sir. You don't want to Aye, sir. Grab her waist and help her up.
Yes, sir.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir.
You will get your chin above the bar.
Come on, Aye, sir.
All of you take your hands off your hips.
Aye, sir. You got it.
Let's go. You
You got it.
2, 3,
Pull.
4.
I can't do all the work. You have to at least get one. Your chin has to go. Pull smells of.
Shift to the left right now.
Aye, sir.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir.
How's that march?
Right, sir. March, yes, sir. And step.
You turn left.
You turn left, right, sir.
Tighten it.
Up.
Tighten it.
Up.
Tighten it.
Up.
Faster.
Up.
Faster.
Faster, right, sir.
All you scream faster, I sir.
Faster, right, sir.
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 Faster, I sir.
Faster, right, sir. Faster, right, sir. Faster, right, sir.
At the completion of every PT session, they have what they call a cool down or recovery. Once they've got done with their PT session, they've gotten their body all hot and their core temperature is up. Well, you don't want to just stop. You want to cool yourself down. So they go through a series of stretches and various other exercises to cool themselves down. I know it probably sounds like an oxymoron. How can you do more and actually cool yourself down? But they don't want them to exercise and get those muscles all tense and heated up and everything and just stop. So they do that cool down. Another series of exercises to get that. And then they have what they call PTRT, physical training recovery time. They'll go back to the squad bay, they'll take a quick shower, kind of relax a little bit and sit back before they have to go to the next event. So there's a purpose and a meaning behind everything that's done out here. And these cadets are going to go through each and every step of it as much as allowable within a 3-day time period.
Aye, sir.
Okay, 100, 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, 89, 79, 80, 87, 65, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 79, 78, 77, 78, 74, 73, 72, 31, 70, 69, 68, 76, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 60, 59, 58, 57, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Guide, grab the stick.
Sir. Sir. Hi, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, yes, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, yes, sir. Bang! Bang! Discipline!
Don't get on the bus.
Yes, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, gentlemen. Right.
That's weird it's taking so long to get on the bus.
Aye, sir.
That's weird you're not screaming.
Aye, sir.
Say what?
Aye, sir.
Okay, that's all of you.
Aye, sir.
Get on the bus!
Aye, sir. Well, hopefully off in the distance you can see the recruits are at the 500-yard line. This is one of two live fire ranges that are currently going. With the cadets, for safety reasons, obviously we can't get any closer than this. We're probably about 100 yards from them now. But hopefully in the video you can get a somewhat of an idea. And certainly you can at least hear the rounds going off. The drill instructor is currently giving the cadets a class on what's happening.
Yes, sir.
So understand that they don't get issued. They're not like fake rounds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So they're real rounds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
What would happen in this particular case is the primary marksmanship instructor would be standing up here and he would be giving the recruits classes up here on the blackboard. He could also use other types of medium to make sure that they understand, they can see. Some people are visual when it comes to learning. Basically, he stands up here. This is his podium to distribute the classes and teach the recruits what it's about when it comes to marksmanship training. This is where the recruits are sitting at, and all these benches that basically span back. You could easily fit a platoon of about 70 to 80 recruits in here. But basically, with the PMI up there where you're at, the recruits sit here and they're giving their classes. And sometimes they get a little dry, so they got to stay awake, got to use a little bit of discipline. But this is where they get their first week of classes during their grass week.
Step, freeze.
Here it comes.
Aye, sir.
Column right.
Aye, sir.
Column right. March.
1, 2,
4, 3. Scream the numbers.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Hey, sir.
Left, right, north, north. Left, right, north. Right it up, right it up. Left, right, north. Left, right, north, right, north. Left, right, north. Left.
We are now here at the indoor simulated marksmanship trainer, which the Marine Corps likes to call ISMIT. Of course, we love our acronyms. The purpose of this building is just that. It's a simulated trainer. Recruits would come here during grass week. They would have the opportunity to fire a weapon, not live fire. That's why they call it simulated. It's like a large video game. It's basically compressed air of sorts. But the weapon looks and feels just like a real weapon. They get to shoot it at targets, and it can see how well they're shooting. Aside from them actually going down range and shooting live rounds with an actual weapon, probably a savings of some sort. But nonetheless, again, like kind of a big video game for kids. They come in here and they spend a few days throughout the weekend here honing their skills and getting good at shooting before they actually go down and qualify downrange at the live firing range. So the cadets are having an opportunity to come do it today. So we'll see, hopefully they'll have some fun and maybe they'll get some good shots. So take a look. Now to give you all a better idea of what the actual inside of the ISB looks like, as you can see, these weapons down here are pretty much just like an M16A2 service rifle. It looks just like the area where they would fire at. Obviously the green stuff is supposed to simulate grass. And then on the other side of me here, you can probably barely see it, but basically just a huge computer screen where they're going to fire at. And there's going to be targets up there that they can actually see when they fire on them. Like I said, big video game, computer system type stuff. Right here, they come in here now.
Right here. Let's turn 15 minutes. Let's sit down. Okay. Now let's go follow in behind them. Wherever you gotta go. Go. Give me 1 minute, just get this other group settled. I'll be right back in, okay? Per minute if I need to do it, as long as I maintain the weapon properly, as opposed to having to reach up there, adjust the gas regulator, and change the gas settings on the weapon to make it fire faster or slower, okay? They're a lot of fun to shoot. There's a lot of shooting ranges out there that'll let you go shoot an automatic weapon. Or if you ever get the chance to fire one, they're a lot of fun, all right? So, now, the next weapon that we're going to talk about right here is the M250 cal, okay? Now, so, who's seen like Saving Private Ryan or Fury or any of those movies where they have these big 50 cal machine guns like on top of them, okay? So this is one of the oldest weapons we have in our armory, all right, that we use, okay? The interesting thing is that from World War II until now, we've only made one change to this weapon. Anybody know what it is? Anybody? We added a safety. That's it. So this weapon, the 240 max effective range is 1,800 meters. Right? 50 cal.
Morning, ladies.
You guessed it, it's chow time again. Like I told you 3 times a day.
It's all frog like that. When he was here, it starts out good, and then it kind of goes to that frog thing where it's just really raspy.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Go.
They don't stink as bad yet. Or at least the ones
Morning, sir. Morning, sir. Hurry up! Aye, sir. Let's go. Get on the butt! Aye, sir. Go. Let's go. understand, you having that uniform, hey, you're subject to some of this knowledge. Do we understand?
Yes, sir!
You're not just wearing the uniform, you're also embracing the history, the heritage, and the knowledge that comes along with being a United States Marine. Do we understand?
Yes, sir!
If you don't understand that and you want no part of it, you might as well just take it off. Scream out, sir.
Aye, sir!
What?
Aye, sir!
You're still not screaming.
Aye, sir!
Do we understand?
Yes, sir!
Now when I tell you to, you're going to grab all of your crap and you're going to get out.
Aye, sir!
What?
Aye, sir!
Yeah!
Aye, sir!
And just like that, they're gone. We are standing outside of the Parris Island Museum. Today, the cadets are going to have an opportunity to go in there and take a look around and see some of the rich history that's been documented and kept here at the museum. Some of them are history buffs, and some of them are probably not, but hopefully they'll enjoy going in there and seeing some of the stuff that the place has to offer. If they are interested in a Marine Corps-wide type of museum, there's actually a Marine Corps museum located just outside of Quantico in Virginia. So we hope they'll have a good time in here seeing some of Parris Island's history today.
Come on! Let's go!
Yes, sir!
What?
Yes, sir!
School circle.
Aye, sir!
Now stop moving.
Aye, sir!
Aye, sir.
Aye, sir!
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir!
My name is Mr. Channels. I'm one of the docents here at the museum. Got a couple things I want to relate to you. I have 3 do's and 3 don'ts. Okay, let's get the 3 don'ts out of the way. Okay, there's no running in the museum. There's no loud talking or bunching up into groups and starting to do things. And just no group stuff to start things going. If you do, I will ask everyone to leave. If that's simple.
Yes, sir!
All right, we got that out of the way. The 3 do's, okay? There's a lot of things in here to see and to learn, and I do want you to go and look at these different things. In the West Wing on the first deck, you'll see the training schedule, and in the theater, you'll see an 18-minute flick on how boot camp is run and what it looks like today. I want you to see that. It's a very important, but it's a good film to see that. On the East Wing on the first deck, there's a lot of early history, not only of the Marine Corps, but of this entire area. You have to understand this area has been settled since 1514, which is a long time ago. U.S. history started on this island about 100 years before Jamestown and Virginia and these other places up north. So I want you to look at some of that. In the rotunda on the first deck and the second deck is the development of Parris Island as a recruit depot, starting as a Navy base back in the 1880s up to modern times. And you'll see displays of equipment and weapons in both the first and second deck of the rotunda. In the West Wing on the second deck, we have Marine Corps history from about 1900 up to present day. And there's a lot of equipment, uniforms, weapons, and a lot of things to read in there about the different battles and where Marines fought. And you can see going around the building, there's names of battles all around this building. But I want you to absorb some of that stuff. You're not going to be here that long. You're not going to be able to read everything. But see the big stuff and understand what it's all about, because that's who we are. And that's what we want you to see. Are there any questions?
No, sir!
Okay, thank you. Enjoy the museum.
Aye, sir.
Cheers.
Open, sir.
Now, when you come into the museum, you will not scream. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure he already told you all that, right?
Yes, sir.
You're not going to scream. You're not going to run. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
You're going to get in here. You're going to enjoy what is in this museum. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
You're going to take the knowledge in. Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
Say what?
Yes, sir.
Now you're going to file it off and you're going to walk into the museum.
Yes, sir.
Now.
Aye, sir.
Get in a single file line and walk into the museum right now.
Aye, sir.
Probably like getting information.
Yes, ma'am.
Stand by, cadet count.
Stand by, cadet count. Aye, sir.
Ready.
Hey.
Move.
Discipline.
Aye, sir. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13,
14,
15,
16,
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34, 24,
35, 36.
37. Last cadet. Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Three, two, one.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, aye, sir.
Ready.
Hey.
Move.
Discipline.
Get on the butt.
Aye, sir.
Let's get it.
5. We're still moving slow.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir.
After I stopped being a drill instructor, because I was used to 15, 12, 10, 9,
19.
Michelle's like, what? You left out some stuff there.
11, 10, 9, 8.
Now we're on to the next event. Come on, join us.
Totally back.
And
step.
Aye, sir. Aye, sir.
Marching to the front. Cover jump.
Aye, sir.
Cover jump.
Aye, sir.
And a look.
Aye, sir.
And a look.
Aye, sir.
Turn. Up.
Set. Freeze.
Aye, sir.
Attack 6.
Attack 6, aye, sir.
Attack 6.
Attack 6, aye, sir.
Ready.
Hey.
Ready.
Hey.
Ready.
Hey.
Move.
Discipline.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Practice your seats.
It's weird that it's taking so long.
Aye, sir.
It's weird that it's taking so long.
Aye, sir.
correct? No, sir!
How you doing, Amanda? Are you enjoying yourself here?
Yes, sir.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
All right, just making sure. It's rough though, isn't it?
Yes.
Imagine having to be here for 13 weeks.
Can't do it.
No, you could. You could. You just have to have a different frame of mind.
Yes, sir.
What about you, Espinosa? I know it's not the border town you thought it was going to be.
Oh man, I saw a big wall with the gunfires. I was like, but my voice,
Having a good time? You never lose
yeah.
your voice.
Oh, my voice is, but I'm having a great time. You gotta get used to it. It's
I
just-
told Landon, imagine 13 weeks of this.
oh
Day
my
in, day out.
God.
Every single day.
Yeah, it's a Diablo, man.
Mind over matter. You sorry?
Nothing.
Oh, don't worry. I still have an interview with you and your brother. I haven't forgot. It's going to be all set up. We'll see. Orange, let's just admit it. The drill instructor doesn't like you.
I don't like him either.
Okay, hey, this is mutual. I'm Delta. You knew I was going to stop on you. Yeah. Hey, you showed up, came here, you did what you were supposed to do. That's what matters. So far. Just think another day, you can go home. Actually, we have a crack that will leave you here. Okay. Saying, have you signed up for the long term yet?
No, sir.
We thought maybe if we could get the drill instructor to count this time towards your actual recruit training time, you can come here and stay less days than everybody else.
Yes, sir.
Not really.
Oh.
Does your throat hurt yet there, Burks?
Yes.
If it doesn't, it should. That means you're not opening your mouth enough. Thank you, sir. So, Martin, how you doing? You enjoying yourself? Be honest.
I'm trying to stay invisible.
You're trying to stay invisible.
Yes, sir.
Leaders can't stay invisible.
Well, today we can.
You're not like this thing.
It's not good.
Good, sir.
Have a good time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, here we are at the successful completion of day number 2. The first event the cadets had today was physical training, so they're probably a little more tired today than what they were yesterday. We just got done with the evening meal or evening chow, so now they're retiring to the squad bay. They'll have some square away time, ability to do some laundry, some free time, obviously, maybe to contact you as parents and whatnot. So maybe they'll text you, maybe they'll call you. Just know that the cellular connection in this area, especially inside the squad bays, isn't all the best. So if they're not contacting you, they may not be able to. But nonetheless, we are done with day number 2. Tomorrow will be another physical training day, hopefully just as glorious. But tune in, hope you like the viewing, and we shall talk with you all later.